What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we have FIFA 21 content. Once again, we're going to be taking a look at some wants to watches that are going to be confirmed, most likely to be in FIFA 21 because of some new transfers, and then we're going to have like one or two potential wants to watches if they do complete their move. If you do enjoy this video, please drop a big like. It would really mean a lot to me, and man, subscribe to the channel as well. We're trying to hit 14.1 thousand subscribers, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you guys can be the first ones to always see this content. Any coin buying needs, you guys can go check out U7Buy, link in the description. Use that link for a discount off any coin purchases, any player purchases, anything like that. You guys can go ahead and check them out right now. They are selling coins on FIFA 20 for very cheap, and when FIFA 21 does come out, we will have an update on the site so you guys can buy some from there as well. And let me just talk about this real quick, man. Look at this beautiful graphic made by yours truly, bros. Look at me, man. I made this from scratch. I was very proud of this. Thankfully the video did get a lot of traction. I wasn't really expecting it to, but it just happened, and I was really happy how this graphic came out. But yeah, of course, you guys can check that video out on the top right hand corner on the eye if you guys do want to go watch that. But yeah, we're gonna get into today's video. This video is actually all Premier League players, so I'm probably gonna call this like wants to watch Premier League edition. The first player we do have is probably like the least hype player out of all of these. I'm not too sure how he's gonna perform in the Premier League, considering that Roma he wasn't incredible, but at the same time he is a skilled player, man. He has that in him, he has that flair, so he might be a pretty good signing. We have Cengiz Ünder to Leicester on loan with an obligation to buy, I do believe it is next season, so he looks like he could be a decent player. He could be like a Mars type player coming from a different league, wasn't really known that well, but can develop into like a guy who just takes over. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that because obviously he was kind of playing at Roma after Salah left, but I don't know. It's an interesting one because he's just like an Emery Moore type player where he's technical and all that stuff and he can do that, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can cut it out in the Premier League and if he can get an end product for them. I don't know. Now, this next one came out of nowhere. I believe the transfer was completed in 1 or 2 days, which was kind of crazy. And for Liverpool fans, let me know what you guys think about this one. It's a interesting one for sure. Or just if you're not even a Liverpool fan, let me know what you think about this one. We have Diogo Jota to Liverpool, which came out of nowhere. He had a pretty decent season for Wolves last season, but I believe Wolves already has some other players that play in that position, and he hasn't really been. I don't think he played the last game as a starter, so he, of course, for me, this is an interesting one because, of course, he's going to be a backup player for Sadio Mane. I'm not too sure where else he could play apart from that, but mainly Sadio Mane, as he does play on the left-hand side as well. So he's just going to be coming in a couple of times, maybe off the bench, something like that, kind of like a Shaqiri type player. But I think he can actually do a pretty good job at Liverpool. He's going to get a wants to watch card. He's probably going to get upgraded a couple points as well. So yeah, not a bad card at all. Now this next one, this guy's my boy, man. I cannot wait for him to come back to Real Madrid because he is going to come back to Real Madrid. He's like making all these posts on Twitter and stuff saying, oh, how he's going to miss being at Madrid, how he's gonna remember everything he learned here and all that stuff. But you're coming back in like 2 years max, bro. We have Sergio Ramos to Spurs, who I believe the transfer was for a total of 30 million, and then Real Madrid can buy him back for 45 million if they so wish to. And the reason for that is, if you guys don't know, that the buyback clause is because Mendy's the most, I was going to say undisputed, but not really undisputed. He's mostly the starter for Real at this moment in time. Ferland Mendy, Marcelo's behind him. Marcelo has like 1, maybe 2 seasons max left at the top. So when he does leave, when he retires, whatever you want to call it, Reguilon's going to come back to Real Madrid. Him and Mendy are going to battle it out for the first place, and I would really like to see that because both of them are fantastic players in my opinion. But for now, he's going to go to Spurs. He's going to be in the Premier League. I think he's going to do a great job there. Going to be a very big upgrade over Ben Davies, and yeah, we're going to see how many assists he can get. He's a very attacking fullback, and he is very good. So I'm excited to see how he does play for Sevilla. He was great, and he's going to do the same for Spurs. This next one is looking like it's maybe going to happen. It just depends on a couple things. I believe it is. Wolves are closing in on signing Nelson Semedo for 30 million, which is much less than I thought he would go for, because he is a player that has a high ceiling in my opinion. He could be a very good player, but sometimes, and he just isn't Barcelona caliber, and he could be great, but he really maybe isn't going to be great. It just depends on how he does develop, of course. But it's looking nice. He's going to move to the Wolves. Another Portuguese player, another Portuguese right back in the Premier League. Of course, we have Ricardo Pereira and Joao Cancelo as well. He's going to be another great right back in the Prem, whereas the left backs, there's not really that many amazing ones, I guess you could say, FIFA-wise, I should say. Reguilon's probably going to be one of the better ones now that I think about it. But yeah, Nelson Semedo is looking like he's going to go to Wolves from Barcelona. Nothing confirmed yet, just a rumor, but more than likely it will go ahead and go through. And speaking of Wolves and all that stuff, this is another transfer which it surprised me a lot, but from what I heard, there hasn't been any contact, but there's some interest. It just depends if Wolves are going to sell anyone else. We have Douglas Costa, rumored to be maybe transferring to Wolves, or Wolves are just interested in him. Nothing confirmed as of yet, but Douglas Costa in the Premier League would be awesome to see. Of course, he has played at other clubs such as Juventus and Bayern Munich before he was at Shakhtar, but him in the Premier League would be very interesting to see. Of course, I think Pep actually, when he was at Bayern, I believe that's when he went there, but it would be very interesting because, of course, Wolves with Douglas Costa, I'm not sure if he would play would most likely play as a winger, because I think the way Wolves play is they play with two midfielders. Either they're holding midfielders or they're just like in the middle, like João Moutinho and whatever his name is, Neves, and then Dendonk or something like that. Unless Dendonk plays the center back, which I think he does. So he wouldn't really be that attacking midfielder. He would more likely be like a winger type player where he would kind of go in Jota's spots. He could play on the right wing instead of Adama Traore. He's a very versatile player, man. So I think he's a very skilled player. I would love to see him in the Premier League. If this transfer happened, I think it would be awesome that we have another star in the Prem. Speaking of stars in the Prem, I'm not too sure if I agree with this one, but it is what it is. Gareth Bale to Spurs. I'm happy he left Real, honestly. Don't call me ungrateful because I will beat you in that argument. But Bale to Spurs is great because it's giving him another chance to kind of just revive his career and get back on a roll. And of course, it's only a one-year loan. Most Real Madrid fans, from what I've seen, are hoping he plays well so he can stay there and we can get his wages off our list, because we're going to try and bring Mbappe, Haaland, and Camavinga next year. So those three for Bale, I'm fine with that. And then last but not least, we have a guy who actually played off the bench today because I think Henderson came off injured in a 2-0 win for Liverpool. They won against Chelsea. We have Thiago, who just transferred to Liverpool, who maybe, I'm not sure if he's going to get a once to watch. His rating's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. It's a little too low, but regardless, he looks like he could be a solid card to use if he does get a couple upgrades, first of all. But apart from that, it's nothing crazy. He's just another midfielder, like another Gundogan, David Silva type player, so it's nothing insane. But it's a good transfer for Liverpool IRL, and it's really going to help them in the midfield, in my opinion. But that is going to be where I will end the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys thought about those transfer rumors, confirm once to watches that are maybe going to happen, maybe not. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Have a fantastic day, and I'm out.